Okay, so I've been living in Finland now for almost 2 months, and I have been noticing some things that are so unreal to me that I just needed to make a video about it. And I'm not talking about, like, you know, people getting naked and going to saunas together, or you know, free education and the world class education and free healthcare, you know, because I am from Estonia, and we have kind of similar cultural rooms. So like I feel like these things are not weird for me, even though they might be weird for the rest of the world, you know. But you know, education and healthcare is seen as a basic human right up here north in Scandinavia, you know. So like these are not something that like people take them for granted, you know. It's education. If you educate your people on a high level, then it's going to bring you so much money as a country. So it makes all the sense in the world to make it free and accessible for everybody, you know. And obviously in Finland, you can go to university that don't have to pay for it. You have free healthcare for people. And yeah, the sauna thing, and also there is one thing that people are always like crazy about is that you have the polar night and then the midnight sun, that, you know, for some period in the summer the sun never goes down, and then in the winter it never comes up because it's so up in the north. But that is also like kind of like normal for me, because it's also like this in Estonia, you know, because we are not that far from Finland. But I know that a lot of people would be coming here in the summer, and then it never gets dark at night, and then they're like, what the hell is going on? You know, so I know that like it is like weird for a lot of people, but not for me. So we are gonna talk about things that are like actually like so crazy to me. That like I think maybe Finnish people take it for granted and don't like even understand it. But so just I made a list, so let's just go. Okay, the first I'm just gonna say like a fun fact for first, because I was just like looking up stuff for myself that I can find something new that I didn't know. And I saw this thing that Finnish people drink the most coffee per capita. So people drink an average of 12 kilos of coffee each year, and you know, it makes sense that like in a sense that there is not much sunlight in the winter time, so you need something to like get you awake. But I also read somewhere, I'm not sure if it's right or not, but I read that Finnish people also drink the most milk per capita, which is interesting to me because, okay, I love cappuccino. I love cappuccino, and you cannot find a real cappuccino from Finland. Like very rarely do they have real cappuccinos here, and that doesn't make any sense because they are drinking so much coffee and so much milk, but they just can't put it together to make one of the best drinks ever. I just find it really weird, and I really miss my cappuccinos. So, but like, okay. Let me talk about the craziest thing that I have experienced or seen. So our neighbor has kids, right? And they go to school. Guess what? A taxi comes and picks them up and takes them to school every day and then brings them back. A taxi. Yes. And I was like, my brother told me that, and I was like, wait. Because we saw like taxi keeps coming and going all the time. And I was like, how rich are they that their kid is going to school by taxi? And then my brother was like, no, the government pays for that. Okay, yes, let me say it again. They have a taxi that goes and takes kids to school, and the government pays for that. What? How crazy is that? And I was like, I didn't believe it. I had to like look it up myself. It's not for everybody and not everywhere, but basically if you're living, for example, here, it's a village out of city, you know, so there's not good bus schedule maybe, and for some kids, if they live far enough from the school, the government provides them with a taxi that comes and picks them up. Mind blown. Whoa, like that shows how much the government cares about their people, and that is so cool, because I find it everywhere in this society. The government really puts the person first, you know, the well-being of their citizens. you know. And in this world of corruption and by the way, Finland has one of the least corrupted governments in the world, and that's what you get. You get taxing for kids if you don't have corruption, because corruption messes countries over, you know, because the money is not going to the people and to the citizens. But over here, it seems like they have made this society that like actually manages to take the resources, make the money, and give it for the well-being of the society, and it is functioning so well that they can provide kids with taxis to go to school. Good job, Finland. I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, it is so astonishing to me, because in Estonia, like on the countryside used to be a place where the poor people lived, you know, like back in the days, and the richer people would go to the cities, you know. But now it seems like a reverse transition, that only the rich people can afford to live in the countryside, because, you know, the connection, the bus schedules and the connection and everything is so bad, and it's not a priority to the citizen, to the government, that all the rural I can't say it, you know, like the countryside is like dying off. Like people are moving to the cities. Because it's so expensive. You need to have your own car to exist. You need to have, you know, like I'm just like seeing like so many schools being closed in the countrysides in Estonia, and yeah, people are just like going to the cities, and I mean, maybe if government would put the priority and understand the hardships of people that live in the countryside and help them, then maybe that wouldn't happen that fast, you know. But anyways, let's move on. Finland has a lot of cool stuff, so you can see I'm excited. By the way, if you don't know, Mumi is from... I forgot to ask how they say Mumi in Finnish, because in Estonia we say Mumi. Well, but they have this character, they have this this cartoon with Mumis, and Mumis are so cool, and Finnish people love their Mumis. It really is a cool cartoon, and we watched it when we were kids, and Mumi stuff, like they sell Mumi stuff all everywhere in stores, and they have this collection of cups or whatever you call them, and they can get really expensive, you know, if you have rare ones from the old age. But anyways, I'm just gonna sip my Mumi from a Mumi cup, and then what I wanted to say. Like Finnish people love their Mumis, but like Finnish people love like their locals. That's what I love so much. Like they will support the local producers and local, like everything that is made in Finland. They are willing to pay so much more for that than to buy something that is like imported from, you know, usually third world countries, right? To get it really cheap. Like they are willing to pay more to get things that are produced in Finland, and this is why one of the reasons I'm so convinced about it. This is one of the reasons why Finland is such a rich country, because they understand that, you know, every purchase that you make, if it's from somebody who is in your country, you are keeping the money in the country. But if you're like, you want to save the €2, but you buy from somebody who produce it outside of Finland, then that money is gone out of your country, you know. So I really love this about it, about Finland, and that they are willing to pay more to support the local producers, and you know, like I was a beekeeper, and I know how important it is to businesses that the locals buy from you, and it is obviously it is much more expensive to produce things in Finland, where you have such high taxes and everything, than it is to do it in China or wherever, you know. But it makes all the sense in the world to keep the money in your country, and if I walk around here, I can see what that makes, you know, because I mean, that's like one of the ways for me to be patriotic, you know. Like even in Estonia, I always buy things that are made in Estonia, even if they are more expensive, because that's how you show your love for your country, you know. Like waving the flag, whatever, yeah, that's cool, but like if you don't actually like vote with your money to support your locals, then you know, waving the flag is not doing that much, you know. You actually have to show the love that you have with your actions, and I think that Finnish people really do that, and I really, really have respect for that. Okay. Okay, Jackie! Oh, Jesus Christ, my dog. 1 second. Other cool thing, I don't know where it comes from, but I am assuming that it comes from the same thing, that you are really care about the people around you and the society, is that the way people drive here. Okay, nobody drives over the speed limit. Period. Like, literally, I drove over 1,000 kilometers from Helsinki to Lapland, and I think there was like maybe 5 cars that passed me the whole time, you know, and those cars had foreign number plates, so they were not Finnish. Nobody drives over the speed limit. If there are rules, they follow it, they do it, and I think it's so cool, but I just have never seen anything like that. And also, like, they don't pass you, like, even if you're driving a little bit slower. I'm not talking about the highways where there are separate lines, but you know, when it's like two-way road, they will not pass you. They will slow down and drive slower, and they will not be like up on your back, but they will like leave you room. And that is so weird for me, because you know, on my island there are not many cars. In Hiiumaa, where I lived, there are not many cars, you know, so like every time I would go to Tallinn, I would like get a culture shock, because everybody is speeding past me, and everybody's like so like, they are in such a hurry. It seems like they are always in a hurry, and there are so many dangerous moments where I have to brake so that the person can go in front and not crash into the car that is coming on the other way. But like over here, nobody passes you. Nobody passes you. But okay, but there is a road. It's like it's a wider road, but it's not like, it doesn't have 2 separate ways, but some roads are just wider. So if you would like, there are only 2 lines, like one way, one this way, one that way. But if you would actually put like cars, you would probably fit like 4 cars next to each other. You know, they are just so wide, and everybody drives on as much to the right as possible, so that they leave room for the cars to pass. And then when the cars pass, they don't wait, like they don't care if there is a car coming from the other direction. Like they literally have like 3 cars. They have 2 lines, but they make 3 cars driving, so that people will just pass when there is car coming. You know what I mean? And it's scary as hell, but it's like it's not dangerous, because the road is so wide. You can probably like fit 1 more car there, but so it's like such a weird thing that like in normal roads, the roads that are like more narrow, they never pass you. But then when there is the wider road, then they would actually have like 3 cars driving in 2 lanes, which is like so crazy. But hey, it works. It looks safe to me. So and also, like, when you get fined if you get fines for like speeding over the speed limit, when you do it, the price that you have to pay depends on your salary. And I find this so cool, because I really support this kind of thinking, that you should pay how much you should pay depends on how much you make. So if you have a really high salary, you're paying much more for the same violation. And there was years ago a CEO of Nokia. Nokia is one of the most famous companies in Finland, and it made mobile phones, one of the first mobile phones. And the CEO for Nokia got fined for 116,000 euros for going over the speed limit. You understand? This is so cool to me, because the CEO made 7 million a year. You know, so that money for him is not that much, you know, and hey, it all will go back to the country for the well-being, to make the roads better. whatever, you know. So it's like, I just love it so much. I always like love and like I mean, that is just, you know, because for if you take the same amount money from a poor like somebody who makes, I don't know, 1,000 euros a month or 100,000 a month, then, you know, it's not fair to me. So I good job, Finland. Good job, Finland. I'm just like really impressed that like some ideas that like I feel like they are implementing here are something that like, okay, that looks really, like, that seems really good in theory, but like to actually implement and make them, that takes something. They're doing something right. I'm just saying. Okay, Finland has the happiest people. Okay, there is this one comedian. It's so funny. You have to look it up. I will leave actually a video in the description, link to the video of this one comedian. It's a Finnish comedian, Ismo, and he is the funniest guy. I just like sometimes just like watch his videos just to like, I could watch his videos like all day. He is so funny, and he was saying about the fact that the Finnish people are the happiest people. That when it came out, he was like, wait, am I the only one who's unhappy here? Is not everybody suffering like I am? But oh my god, this guy is so hilarious. You have to watch it. They have, yeah, they are really entertaining here as well. But yeah, I mean, if you have a society that actually cares about you, you know, and doesn't leave you like dying on the street when you don't have money to pay for the hospital, or yeah, I'm not hinting to US, I'm just talking in general. Yeah, I'm talking about America. If you actually like invest in your people, obviously they're gonna be happy because they feel that their life is not, it means it has a value, it has a meaning. It's not, you're not just a number, you know. Okay, then what else did I had? Okay, they say that Finnish people are really reserved, that they keep like really big space, but like Estonians are the same. But then they say that the Finnish people don't talk much. Okay, that's a lie. At least my experience. Maybe this is talking to me, or I don't know. But Finnish people talk so much. Are you kidding? You're trying to get something. You be ready to have like a very long conversation, but maybe I feel like maybe that is because they are so helpful to each other. So when they see that there is a foreigner and I need something, then they will go an extra mile to like give me information and help me. And I don't know, I just feel like everybody says that Finnish people don't talk at all, but then I feel like they talk so much. So I need to do more investigation on that. Okay. They don't have the word please. Okay, that's a little bit weird. Like, please, can you give me that? They don't have please. Just like straight to the point. I like that. They get straight to the point. No need for like being like super like polite. You know, like also like when you ask you know, in America, they come to you when they see, they like, hi, how are you? That's like what they ask you, and for those who don't know, that's not a question. When the American says that to you, then they don't want to know how you're doing. That's just the way that it is. That they greeting. That basically it's a way to greet each other. Hi, how are you? And then correct answer is great. How are you? Or you don't even have to say great, you can just say, how are you? that would be totally normal, but not here, because they don't do this kind of stuff here. So if you really wanna ask that, then they're gonna answer you, okay? So like, don't do that here. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna talk about is they don't talk about money, and I haven't noticed that myself, but the thing is that I made a big mistake already, because I didn't know this. I actually like did my research last night and I found it out. So they never ask how much money somebody makes, and they also don't ask, like, sometimes they don't even ask what profession somebody has. And I don't know why that is. Is it because of money? Or I don't know, but you don't get to this kind of questions right away. Maybe I'm wrong, like correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. That's just what I read, but they did say that you don't ask about money, and also that you don't ask, like, for example, like Sami people in Lapland, you don't ask from them how many reindeers they have, because that is like equal to them like asking asking how much money they have, like how much money do you have in your bank account. And I definitely made that mistake already, because we went to see that one Sami person here to say hi to reindeers, and I definitely asked that question, how many reindeers he has. And he definitely did not give me an answer, and I had no idea that I was being unpolite. So sorry, oopsies. So let me know if there are any other things that I shouldn't do here that like would be like considered so rude. Because, for example, I was a beekeeper in Hiiumaa, and when people come to visit our farm, then they would always ask how many hives we have, and I would always say, oh, we have 100 hives, because that's a totally normal question in Estonia. So like I just. Yeah, let me know if there is anything else that I shouldn't ask or shouldn't do in Finland, because I am new here and I don't maybe know everything. And also, okay, there is this one information that I read from the internet. So can somebody just confirm whether it's right or wrong? Okay, I'm just gonna look it up. Okay, so in Finland they have National Sleepyhead Day, where the last person in a family to wake up is thrown into a lake or the sea by the rest of the family. Okay, can somebody confirm that that is true and they actually throw their family members into the sea? And I need to know when exactly is that day, because I like to sleep. I would definitely be the one to be thrown into the water. So just let me know if that's true, and when do I have to be ready? I'm assuming it's in summer, because everything is frozen here in the winter. Okay. And also, if you have any other cool facts about Finland or something that you notice here when you can't come to visit here, just please let me know. I would be so like interested to read them, because I don't know, Finland is such a great country, you know, like I'm so fascinated by it. Like I made the last video about how I moved to Finland, and there are so many like people who just wrote me like welcome or welcome to Finland, and I hope you like it, good luck. And that is so sweet of me, like sweet of them. That is so sweet to me that you guys like took the time to like actually write. And I just want to thank you everybody who wrote to me and who subscribed to me, my channel. Yeah, it's just like really heartwarming, you know, if you go to a new place and then people just like take you, accept you, and take you in as one of their own. So I'm just like really like feeling Finnish people are not cold and reserved the way that I imagined them to be. My experience is totally different. But yeah, thank you so much. I'm just like really happy. And yeah, okay, I think that's it. I will make more observations about Finnish people and let you know if I find anything funny or interesting. But I will go now, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you at the next one. Moi moi. Good Finnish. Good Finnish.